Hello, this is Kevin Bixby from Carlton Industrial Automation. The following program is our scrap processing system, the basic SPS Basic. This software is for the metal recycling business, and the following is a tutorial on how this software works. What we have here is our main working screen. You'll see a row of a grid of materials. These are your different items. This software can be loaded and run on a touch screen to make it easier to work. And each one of these would be able to be used for that touch screen. You'll notice the More button down here. By pressing the More button, we can actually go to a second screen. So we have the capability of going to 38 different materials in the basic program. Alright, over here we have a live scale, and this can either be a floor scale or a truck scale, or it could be both. And we could be connected into two different scales from this one computer. This little box here is going to be used for my purposes to enter in an amount of weight on the scale, just because I'm not hooked directly to a scale right now. The action buttons over here on the right side list different functions that can be done to the scale. In this case, zero, tear, and clear. We can do those remotely from here directly to the live scale. The next section is the seller's information, which is all required by law to get the driver's license number, the company, if this is from another dealer or someone who's selling scrap to you, then the information of the individual, city, state, zip, and then there's also a section down here which is stored along with the seller, but it's the vehicle information of the vehicle bringing the scrap to the dealer. The ticket number here allows us to keep track of each of the transactions. And then down here on the bottom, this is a grid that shows all the items for that particular ticket as they're weighed. A couple buttons over here, the Save Seller, Save Vehicle. The Total button allows us to retotal if we've made a change. We can erase the ticket, and we can print. Up here in the top, we've got a File. Under File menu, we can exit the program. We can also go in and edit our prices of our individual scrap, edit the prices that we're paying for each item. There's a transaction viewer and a report screen, and we'll show you each of those as we go. Let me go into the price editor right now just to give you a feel for changing prices. Prices are all behind a password, so I'll enter in the password and it'll bring up a product editor. The product editor screen is similar to that grid. In this case, this shows you what is on the screen for a particular item, and we can change between screen 1 and screen 2. The prices are listed right below, and the prices can go in at fractions of a penny, so that you're not required to have it as a whole cent. In this case, like if I wanted to change the radiator to clean radiator and make that a 1.4 cents, $1.40, I can do it. When I close this program, go from one to the other, now I've got a clean radiator. Alright, the normal weighing procedure would be for us to walk up, either enter in this information, or if I've got everything stored by the driver's license, I'm going to punch in a driver's license, which happens to be mine. When I punch that in, or that can be scanned in through an optional scanner, it pulls up all the stored information with that person's driver's license. In this case, it pulled up license plates and a vehicle. and we're ready to go. Alright, if I was to bring in AL63 type of aluminum, I would just press that button and it'll bring up the weight entry screen. The weight entry screen allows me to modify the weight here. It also shows me the whatever the price per pound of that item was, and it shows me the total dollar that I'm going to get paid for that item based on my weight. I just click the accept button or press enter and it moves on. You'll notice it added it to my receipt grid down here. If I have something else on there and I change my scale, I put on, let's say it's 7.89 pounds of number 2 copper. Well, the number 2 copper, I'm paying 54 cents for it. My 7.89 is there, and I press accept. Now I've got those two in there. If I've got 70/30, notice that it has it here. If I said that no, he's got really 2 pounds of dunnage, I change it to 5.89 pounds, and you notice it changed my price automatically. When I accept it, it puts in that amount on my grid. If I got something from the second sheet, maybe aluminum filings, I'll bring that up and accept my weight. So I've got 4 items now here in my grid, and all I have to do at that point, if all my information is there, is press the print button, and now I've got my ticket. Notice I've got my ticket number, the transaction date and time, information about my vehicle, the person who was here selling it, each item, its weight and its total, and then the ticket total. If I can try to see if I can move this, I may not be able to, but down at the bottom of the screen there is a there is a disclaimer that also prints on the ticket that states that that this person who was selling the scrap metal was the legal owner of that scrap. I'll close the well, let me look at one other thing here. When you press the print button here, this would go to the printer. I can also bring up and export this data. I can export it as a comma delimited file. I can also export it directly to Excel. One other thing I can do is also send it via email to someone else, should I want to do it. I'll close the report for now, and we're back to our main screen. Notice the ticket has cleared. If I want to go back and review that transaction, I can come back in here to the transaction viewer, and here is a listing of all the transactions that have taken place on this for this customer, for all the customers. If I want to reprint the ticket, I can double click on that transaction and it'll bring back up a screen that allows me to reprint that particular ticket. We'll close the transaction table viewer, and we can also go to our report screen. The transaction report allows me to go back and choose a date range from where I want to run a report from to, and if I just click OK, it shows me a listing of all my transactions, all the transactions that have occurred. If I want to look at something just specifically, I can go to that report viewer and again choose a date. I can also go to a specific driver's license number, say 1111, and bring up just the transactions for that driver's license number, along with the subtotals. That's the basic package. I hope you enjoy it.